Okay, the example in Moodle which takes the value of the chosen radio button and then just displays it on the screen. This one here, let's just talk a little bit about this so that we can understand it enough to apply it to our local storage example. Okay, so here's the web page here, and if we go into development tools, we can see the code. Okay, and so the process here is, first of all, if we look at the radio buttons, we see they've all got the same name. Okay, that ties them all together, so only one of them can be picked. They've all got unique IDs. Okay, so town 1, town 2, town 3. Okay, so the approach here is to figure out which one has been pressed, get the value of it, and store it in a JavaScript variable. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, just here I am declaring and initializing a JavaScript variable called checked radio value. Okay, and then the property of a radio button after it has been clicked is .checked. Okay, so I'm going through each radio button in turn. Town 1, document.getElement by ID, town 1 .checked. Okay, so if town 1 radio button is checked, then get the value of town 1 radio button and assign it or move it into the above variable. Okay, because they all have the same name, only one of them can be checked at a particular time. Okay, if that's not true, if the first radio button is not checked, check the second one. Okay, do the same thing, move the value in if it has been clicked, and then finally the third one. Okay, if your 3 radio buttons are all required, then you definitely will have to pick one of them, okay, before you can get on to the next page when you hit the submit button. Okay, so that's what the code does. Now, what we need to do after that is, okay, so after that if structure there, checked radio value, checked radio value there is going to have a value in it, a non-null value in it. Okay, and then what we do is we write that into local storage. So let me just show you how we put that code in. Okay, so this is the local storage exercise from the notes. So what I've got here are 3 radio buttons for gender. They've all got a unique ID. Okay, all got the same name, and then they've all got a value as well. Okay, so when I click on the submit button, we are going to run check form. So let's look at how check form is going to work. Okay, so we check that the text box storing the name, its length is appropriate. If it is appropriate, then we're going to go into this branch here. Okay, so we just get the value of those form elements that are not radio buttons, and we write them into local storage using local storage.setItem. Okay, so what we then need to do is declare some variable, not initializing it here. I could if I wanted, I just decided I wouldn't because these radio buttons are all required. Okay, so I definitely have to have a value in this by the time I get through this code structure here. Okay, so if the first one is checked, get the value, move it into the variable. Okay, and so on through the other 2 radio buttons. Okay, and then local storage.setItem, what am I going to call it? Then underscore gender. And then this time, instead of a document.getElement by ID, instead of a form element value, we are just using the variable. Okay, and it's important to add that code in before we return true. Okay, so when we go to run this then, blah blah blah, pick anything there. Okay, let's take female, submit this. You can see female is coming through there. Male is coming through. Okay, so the value of the checked radio button is stored in the variable, and then we write the variable into local storage using setItem.